A very good morning to everyone and welcome to WishwaTalks. My name is Trishan. Thank you all for attending today's event. For those of you who have attended WishwaTalk before, a warm welcome back. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's a little bit about us. WishwaTalks is a space to expand the horizons of your mind. Every webinar we call experts from different domains to discuss and examine opinions, issues, problems, and perspectives. Each webinar is an interactive session where we all walk away with more respect for each other and a deeper understanding of the topic at hand. If you miss a session, please visit our website or YouTube channel for a full library of past Wishwit Talks on various interesting topics. Today on Wishwit Talks, our speakers are Ms. Gayatri Uplapati, Ms. Teja Kishore, and Ms. Viveka Verma ma'am from Roshni Art Workshops team, Roshni Counseling Center, and they will lead us through the session in just a few moments. I'd like to welcome our first speaker, who's an exceptional individual whose love for psychology has shaped her journey and ignited a passion for helping others. Ms. Gayatri Uplapati is a counseling psychologist and trainer from Roshni Counseling. And with over 13 years of experience in counseling and training, she has been a guiding light for countless individuals, empowering them to overcome challenges and discover their true potential. Her expertise spans a wide range of areas from depression and anxiety disorders to career counseling and organizational support. Our second speaker, Ms. Teja Kishore, is a financial expert by profession and a craft enthusiast by passion. She has previously worked for Wipro as a lead financial analyst and a trainer. She's been a part of exhibitions with firms like Our Sacred Space, Infosys, and Wipro. She's currently a homemaker juggling with her passion. She's an art therapy practitioner from the International Association of Therapists UK and works with several art forms, including miniatures, decoupage, hoop art, Lippen art, to name a few. And finally, our third speaker, Ms. Viveka Verma ma'am, is a remarkable mixed media artist and a full-time mom whose world is seen through the lens of creativity. With over 3 years of expertise in mandala art and various Indian art forms like Madhubani, Kalamkari, Pichwai, and Varli, she explores diverse mediums creating fusion artworks, free flow art, watercolor and acrylic paintings, and art journaling. She also shares her passion through art workshops. For her, art isn't just a hobby, it's her way of expressing herself and maintaining her sanity. Let's welcome the speakers with enthusiasm and gratitude for sharing their invaluable insights with us today. Before we get started, I'd like to inform our audience that our speakers will be taking the questions from you after our main talk. So please leave your questions in the chat or use the raise hand tool, and we will allow you to ask your questions in person. I request everyone to turn on your webcam for the interactive activities. Now, without further ado, I invite our speakers to begin today's Wishwa Talk. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are here to talk about vision board magic, turning dreams into reality. So we're all going to discuss about goals, dreams that we all have, and how we can actually turn them into reality today. So before we start the session, I think Teja and Viveka would take over with a small activity. So let's start with an activity and then I'll pitch in later.
So, yeah, everyone. So before we get into this dreams versus goals activity, so we have our two balloons ready with us. Teja, are you there?
Yes, Viveka. I have two balloons, a blue one and pink one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have purple and red balloon with me. So my question is, how many, like, which color of the balloon do you think will go higher? You can pop up your answers in the chat box.
Yeah, let us know the plain one or the polka dots. Which color, which design, which pattern will go fly high? I'll check the chat box. Violet, purple. Oh, Viveka, you're getting more votes. Polka dots will go high.
Oh. Okay, let me just zoom out a bit. So this is the size of my balloons. The colors are purple and red. So which color do you think will go higher to the sky? The pages are blue and pink color.
And they're tied together. No, they're not tied together. Just spread.
No, they're separate.
Good questions. Blue, purple,
Yeah,
red.
very smart
nice.
question. Are they tied together?
Depends on the wind
Depends on the
velocity.
wind velocity. Cool.
Oh, height, what's high? Oh, between
Between violet,
and
blue, the blue and pink, all the 4 balloons, which one would go higher if we leave it? Which color balloon do you think will go higher?
between violet to blue. Okay, violet and blue competition. Violet.
Oh, nice answer. I want violet polka to go higher.
Oh, you want- oh, blue paint. Yeah, I got 1 vote.
Blue plane will go higher. Okay.
Oh,
Guys, we got our answer. Balloon will go higher with what is inside it. I think we were exactly looking for that answer. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Upasana.
yes. Thank you, Upasana.
oh, thank you, Srinivas.
Yes, color doesn't matter. Nice. Depend on the gas fill.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
True. So that's wonderful. So, Gayatri, I think we got the answers.
Yes, I think I'll just quickly give the relevance and then we will go to the next one.
Sure.
Okay, we've started with this activity. The topic is, vision board magic, turning dreams into reality. So we started with balloons. Our question was, which balloon will go higher? And you said it depends upon the air within, it depends upon the wind velocity. It doesn't depend on the color. It's based on what is inside the balloon. So it's based mainly on what is inside the balloon. External factors also, like the wind velocity, right? So why did we make you do this activity is the balloon is the goal. Your attitude, your behavior, your thoughts, your emotions is actually the gas or the air that is filled inside the balloon. So what is important for us to achieve goals or to kind of convert dreams into realities is basically our attitude more than aptitude, which is your intelligence. I think it is your attitude which defines your altitude, which means how high you're about to go in life is all based on your attitude. So this is the punchline with which we wanted to start our session and hence this activity. I think Teja and Viveka will again go back to the activity. Let them enjoy, let them see it.
Yes. So we are back with the balloons again. I think most of them have, liking for the polka dots balloons more.
Yes. I can see more.
Yeah. So let's get started. So we are about to pop up these balloons. So I'm going first.
Yeah.
So which shall I pop first, the purple one or the red one?
I think they don't want to pop you the polka one. They want to pop the only the
See?
one. So
The red has come first.
Oh, red has to go.
So nobody likes red, is what I'm assuming. Okay, let's go with the red. Have a toothpick. It's just popped out. Hope you heard the sound.
No.
No? Teja, your turn.
Yeah. I'll. Oh, blue already. Without asking, I got an answer. Blue balloon in the silent mode. Yeah. Mine is going to on a vibrate mode because I got a big needle. Pop it. You got the sound.
Yeah.
So we're going to pop it together, Viveka. Purple and pink.
1,
Okay, 2,
3.
Oh,
We could hear little sound.
Oh, cool.
good. Sound is cracking.
Okay. So can we have the presentation?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. So while you're doing it, why do you think we've popped the balloons? Why do you think we've bursted them? We asked you to, I mean, we had the blown up balloons when we started, and we were the ones who kind of bursted it as well, popped it as well. Why?
Unlearn.
Unlearn. Wow, once a goal is achieved, we pop it. What a beautiful way to look at it. Wonderful. Let go. Awesome. Yes, Rakshinda, let go. Nothing is permanent. Yes, very good, Mr. Pawan Kumar. To correct a myth, release negative energy or frequencies, not able to achieve. Yes, this was the idea with which we've given the activity, not able to achieve. We kind of burst it ourselves. We kind of let go of the dream or goal ourselves. Start fresh. Very true. A lot of you have a very positive perspective. You're giving us nice answers. We fill the balloon happily, so we should burst it happily without attachments. Wow, awesome. Whatever negativity we have, very true. So we have kind of popped the balloons because we wanted to convey that most of the times, the goals or the dreams that we have, we either let go, we leave them halfway through, we find it difficult to be consistent on our path to goal. We sometimes find that the goals that we have chosen for ourselves are very difficult. So we kind of let go of them or leave them halfway through. So there are different reasons why we kind of, pop the balloon ourselves, which is the goal ourselves. And we kind of leave it behind us. So in today's session, we are planning to talk about the what, why, and how of vision boards. Like how is vision board and goals tied up together? What is the relevance? And we are also going to help you make your own personalized vision board too. So these are the objectives. Now coming down to what are the blockages to goals? Can we have the next slide? What are the blockages to goals? Which is like, what is that toothpick? Next slide, Viveka. What is that toothpick? Toothpick is the blockage, right? Because that's what we've used to pop up our balloons. So basically, the main reason why we leave our goals behind or why we kind of let go of the goals behind are fears. Do you all agree that it is actually fears which stop us from achieving what we want to? Let me see how many of you agree. You can just leave a yes or no in the chat box. Very true. Fear is the main reason. Totally agreed. Yes. Yes. A lot of yeses.
Yes.
Okay. And that is why we started off with this activity, because what is important is subtle reminders to our mind as to what is stopping us from achieving our goals or what is blocking us from achieving our goals are very important. So you have to time and again listen to this presentation. One time listening would not help. You need to listen to these presentations repeatedly because it's there on Vishwa's platform after this. And also you have to repeat these activities. Please repeat the balloon activity and bursting the balloon with your own toothpick, because your toothpick is nothing but the fear. The balloon and the gas or the air is nothing but your attitude, your zeal, your determination, your grit to get to it. So what are the common fears that we all kind of experience on our path to the goal? Viveka and Teja, one of you can read them.
Yeah, I can read it out for you. Fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of losing control, fear of disappointing others, fear of not meeting expectations, fear of doubt in self, that is lack of trust. I'm not perfect and I can't.
So I would like to start from the last fear, most last fear as in I am not perfect, I can't. I think most of the times what stops us is we kind of gauge our work right from the beginning. We kind of live in a lot of thoughts. We want to like perfect whatever we want to do, the strategy to achieve our goal in our mind itself. We try to use a lot of I can't statements, like I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't think this is possible, I don't think this will happen. So we kind of stop ourselves most of the time. And apart from this, there is always the fear of being judged, which is the most important one, because we have a fear, what if others judge me on the basis of my behavior towards my goal or on the basis of my goal. We also have a fear of losing the comfort, because whenever we are achieving goals, we are stepping out of our comfort zone. We are moving towards new horizons. So that also gives us a lot of fear of losing control. And of course, we being social animals, we have a fear of disappointing others. What if I disappoint others? Like my parents expect me to be a doctor, but I want to be an artist. What if I end up disappointing them? Should I let go of my goal? Should I let go of my dream? Right now, please keep this fears in your mind, and probably we are just staying silent. I'm just staying silent for about 2 minutes so that you can actually pick up what is your fear or what is your blockage in the path of your goal. You can pick up from any of these fears. If you have anything else which is not there on this list, but it is acting as your fear, please make a note of it and keep it aside. We'll be addressing it. Once you're done writing down your fear, you can just leave a yes, which is an indicator that we can move on. Someone says none, wonderful. Little bit of all those, someone like me. I have the fear of heights too, okay. Only few. Fear of fears, how beautiful. Okay. I would just want the audience to limit the fears to the goal. So fear of water, fear of dark, we would be addressing it probably on a one-on-one basis if it is possible. But I think rest of them to the goal, you can be specific towards the goal. Thank you so much. So because you have noted down what are your fears, which is a blockage, I think we'll be moving on. But before I move on from this slide, I would just want to ask the audience, what is the best way to overcome your fears? How can we overcome fears? Can anyone answer that for me? You can actually turn on your videos and answer also, or unmute yourself and answer as well. Face it, repeat it, auto suggestions for success. Taking action, wonderful. Yes, that's where it all starts. Fear actually induces a lot of doubt in us, right? And where there's doubt, there's no confidence. Yes. So the opposite of doubt is confidence. So what is there at the core of confidence, at the center of confidence? What is that one quality that we all need? That is nothing but action. Until and unless we start on with an action, there is no feedback that flows. So we can't actually move on. We can't actually overcome our fears. So the best way to overcome fear is to start acting on the fear. So where there is a fear, it is an indicator of an action. It is an indicator of an opportunity. Can we move on? Thank you so much, guys. I'm actually reading them. I'll address them. I'm reading the messages, but I'll address them later. Thank you. Okay, the next question for the audience. What's the difference between dreams and goals? Can we use them alternatively, or are they completely independent, completely different? What's the difference between dreams and goals? It's different. Yes, if it's different, then what's a dream and what's a goal? Strong dreams can become goal. A goal is a dream that is being acted upon. Wonderful, Neera. Thank you so much. Goals require action. Yes. A goal is a dream being acted upon. Very true. Goal leads to realization of dreams. Wonderful connection. Yes. When dream is backed with action, it will be a goal. Excellent. Yes. That's what even my definition or our definition of goal is. Dream is something that we have when we are asleep. Dream is something when we have while we are awake as well. But most of the times, dream is in our thoughts. It is there in our mind. We are continuously thinking about it. We are thinking about manifesting it, but it is not in actions. It's only in thought. Right? So the first step is dreaming. The first step is dreaming big. The first step is dreaming high. The first step is dreaming without a fear or without a fear of what ifs, right? The next step is goal, which is when we actually start putting our dreams on paper. The moment you transfer your dream onto paper, that very second it becomes your goal. When a dream is transferred onto your paper, that very second it becomes your goal, because once it's on paper, it doesn't allow you to sleep. It will ask you to write down an action plan, and that's where our journey begins. So dream is the first step. We need to dream high, we need to dream big, but we also need to convert or put our dreams onto paper. That's when it becomes a goal. Because once we have a goal, we have motivation, we have a direction, and we have a focus in our life, right? So again, reiterating what I already said, at the core of confidence is action. Only action will help us overcome our fears. No amount of thought is going to help. Thought is only going to increase the rate of fears, increase the number of fears. Action is going to bring down the number of fears and also the intensity of the fears. Can we move on? So I did say that a dream when put on paper is actually a goal. So what do I do after I write my goal on paper? Right? So you all have the Word documents that were given to you, right? When you got registered. So in that template, you will have the SMART acronym. Please, SMART acronym, and also the dream versus goal template. Stay there on the dream versus goal template. What I want you to do now is, I want you to write down all your dreams. Like you can just write about 2 or 3 dreams that you right now have in your mind in the dreams section. Do you all have the template with you?
Just in case if nobody has the templates, not an issue. You can take a white paper, divide it like this into two halves, and you can write down one side dreams and one side goals and start writing.
Okay. Take a white blank paper, as Viveka said, divide your paper into 2 sections. On one side, you can write your dreams, and the other section, leave it blank for your goals. We'll come to it. For now, you will have to write down dreams that you have in your life in the dreams section. You can write how many ever you want, but the minimum is about 2 or 3. We're moving on to the next slide. So how do I differentiate between dream and goals? Goal is something on paper. But what do I do when I put it on paper? Is there a structure? Is there a format that I have to follow? Yes. Your goals always have to be smart. So you've already started your first step wherein you wrote your dreams on one side. Now you will shift them into your goals section by seeing if your dream is fulfilling this category. So I'll tell you what this categorization is. So your goals have to be SMART. SMART is an acronym for S being specific, M being measurable, A being achievable, R being realistic or relevant, T being time bound. Okay. So what is specific? Specific is wherein we are addressing one area at a time. We can have multiple dreams in multiple areas, but when we are actually making it a goal, we will do it one at a time, which means we will address one area at a time. Like, for example, if I want to join cooking classes, if I want to learn an instrument, learn music, these are three different areas, right? Or these are different areas. So they're all there in my dreams, but when I am transferring them as goals, I'll do one at a time, which means one specific area at a time, so that I know that this is something which I need to achieve in the long run. Done? So specific in the SMART acronym stands for multiple areas versus one area. So instead of targeting multiple areas at one time, I'll target one area at a time. Why? Because remember, it is fears which will stop you, right? So when you feel overwhelmed, we immediately give up on our goals. We kind of lack energy or drive or motivation to continue with our goal. So let's not overwhelm ourselves. Let's keep our goals very specific by targeting one area at a time. The next letter, M, is measurable, which is measurable versus cannot be measured. So something which is tangible will always help me put a tick mark if I have done the, if I've achieved the goal or not. So supposing the example that is given there for you in the template, lose weight versus lose weight 3 kilos. So I'm being very specific, I want to lose how much weight. I'm being very, very specific about it. I have given myself a tangible target, something that I can measure. So when I say lose weight, I can't measure it. When I say lose weight 3 kilos, I can measure it, right? So measurable makes you say whether I have gotten that little tick mark or not. Okay. The next in the acronym is A, which talks about achievability. So achievability is about understanding the adequate resources that we have. Because most of the times, as a psychologist, I have seen that clients actually find it very difficult to understand whether they have the resources to achieve their goal or not. They're usually lost in their thought that, probably in order to act, I might need that, I might need this. So they're always lost in the future. So what we have to do is we'll have to get ourselves into the now and see what are the resources that I have in order to achieve my goal. For example, if I have to start a course which will cost me around 20K, and I only have about 5K, difference is about 15K. How can I bridge this gap? What can I do? Can I take a loan from someone? Can I approach a bank? Will someone help me? Can I earn and, keep this money aside from my savings and then join the course? So these are actually different resources that you are tapping into in order to understand the achievability of the goal. The next one is realistic or relevance, Relevance is the most important aspect of the SMART acronym because it speaks about in the now, like how relevant is my goal to my life right now. Like, for example, I am a psychologist, I'm a practitioner, I have a full-fledged career, and there's a fixed finance coming in from there. And off late, I've been having this urge to get into art as a full-time career. So if I go by my relevance, I will not pick up art as a career. I will instead pick up art as a hobby and continue with psychology and probably expand into other aspects of psychology like training, right? So relevance talks about what is appropriate for you in the now. Okay. Then the last one, time bound. time bound or the time frame for a goal is very important, because until and unless we define our goal by a time frame, we will be sitting on them forever. We will be sleeping over our dreams and goals forever. And we are not heading anywhere until and unless there's a time frame. That is why when we study, there is a time frame, right? There are two important qualities that we all need to have as part of our goal achievement. One is speed and the other one is accuracy. So it's important to pick up any skill in order to achieve our goals, and the speed, which indicates the time limit, is also important. So every goal has to be time bound. So this template is already shared in the chat box. So you can actually now use the sheet that where you have started, wherein you have put in your dreams, right? Like you have listed your dreams, right? So you can now start converting into goals using the SMART acronym. Is my dream made specific so that it qualifies to be a goal? Is my dream made measurable so that it qualifies to be a goal? Is my dream made achievable so that it qualifies to be a goal? Is my dream made relevant? Is my dream relevant so that it qualifies to be a goal? And is my dream time bound so that it qualifies to be my goal? Okay, someone has given the questions about the financial aspects. The financial aspects, I think, are both external and internal. As you have rightly pointed out, there are certain external variables in terms of finances which are not in our control. But what we really need to understand is we don't have to go beyond what is in our capacity, because sometimes what we have on hand is also important. Like, for example, if I'm a student and if I feel that my parents actually cannot provide for me, then I think I will have to focus on the kind of help that I can get from my teachers, other students, in getting my subject so accurate that I qualify for a scholarship, or that I qualify my exam in a way that I get into a merit seat. So there is always a possibility into impossibility. So the word impossibility itself has possibility. So as much as we can focus on the possibility, I will not say that impossibility wouldn't be there. Every goal will have impossibility aspects into it. But the moment we start focus on possibility, we'll focus on what is in our control. And that is the biggest attitude change for any goal achievement. Done. Can we move on? Now we are going to talk about the vision board. So introducing the concept of vision board. What do you think is vision board? What does the word vision tell you? As soon as you hear the word vision, what comes to your mind? I think before we proceed, I'll just answer these questions in chat box. Viveka and Teja, you can just help me just in case if I'm leaving any question. What
Sure.
if when there's something... Okay, you're telling only students. Can we stay on that question? You are telling students, but what about housewives? See, basically for housewives, also there's a vision board which will help you focus on the goals. I do understand that for homemakers, finances are a bigger constraint. I would like to give my own team example. Viveka and Teja have been homemakers themselves, but they have learned the art of coming up with their own creative stuff, and they're earning from it, and they have been given earning opportunities. They were homemakers, but now they are earning members. Probably probably Viveka and Teja, you can give away your stories as an answer.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm a homemaker and also a mom of 2 kids. So I have a toddler to deal with right now. But still, art has been my passion since a long time, and I thought, why shouldn't I try? I don't have to go out, but I can sit at home and also do something on it. So I started doing this mandala art and thought, why not take it to next level? And Gayatri has given me a very good opportunity, and I thought psychology can be clubbed with this art, and we can do something on it and help people, to help people relieving from the mental stress using this art. So, that is how I started, and it is going on well with it.
Also adding on, I already said that every impossibility comes with a possibility, but we as humans, it's a basic human nature, and that's how we are raised in our cultures also. We always focus on what we don't have. Viveka and Teja have been self-taught artists. They haven't gone to any classes. They have actually taught themselves through the available art on Insta or wherever it is available. And they didn't give up on their goal. They continued to practice, and here they are, right? So somewhere it is about what we want to do. It is about how we want to do it and how much of a time we are investing. And every impossibility comes with a possibility, guys. I don't think I'll be able to individually answer each of the questions about the possibility. Probably we can take it after the session in the waiting room or something. But right now, I can only say that it is just about our attitude and focusing on things that we can control. Yes, very true. We need to have the determination and stubbornness. I would say more than stubborn, determination and the grit to achieve it. I think, to give away my own story, I think I had a good flourishing corporate career until my son was born. I took a 3 years of gap after my son was born, and I had no opportunity to start with, and I had a career break for 3 years. So I started off with one clinic, which is Roshni Counseling Center. I just used to go for 3 hours, wherein, my son was in school, and the moment he would be back from school, I would come back home. So I have worked like this from 2014, expanded my timings based on my son's timings. I used to earn just about money, which was enough for my transport expenses. That's about it. But I kept going on because I knew that I didn't want my career break. I probably have to balance both the roles. I didn't give importance to money, but today, 2023, I actually work with 8 organizations in Hyderabad and Pan India, and I really make good financial income. So I think it's just about the determination and the success, the grit with which you kind of hold on. You need to have patience and tolerance. That's when you will look for the possibility in the impossibility. Done. So coming back to the vision board, I've asked what comes to your mind the moment I say vision. I think for me, vision is something that I can see, something that I can feel, something which motivates me. And we all have vision statements, right? Like when we are working in organizations, most big organizations or most organizations have a vision statement for themselves. Why? Probably the organization that we are right now using, the platform of Vishwa, has the vision of making world a better place, and that's why they come up with these kind of relevant topics for the audience. So why not a vision statement for ourselves too? Why not a vision statement for ourselves too? And it is needed because when we kind of put our goals in the form of vision board, it drives us, it gives us motivation, it gives us a focus. And every day in the morning, I can just stand up and see my vision board. What a beauty. I don't need someone else to motivate me because these are the promises that I have made for myself, right? So vision board actually is a combination of all your goals put together in a very nice way, in a creative way. That's why we have Viveka and Teja here, right? It will give us a sense of commitment. It will give us a sense of motivation. It will give us that drive and the zeal. I said the determination and grit, right? So I will become driven as a person, the purpose, and I move on. Wow, wonderful. I took career break for 25 years. Now I have started fresh. I am 60-year-old. Can we have your video on, and can you speak? Voice is not working. Done. Not an issue. I think we would like to clap for all of you. And for Mr. Jagdish Murray, thank you so much for your life story. And I think this is the whole purpose of having conversations like this, because we learn from each other's stories, Otherwise, it's quite possible to just look at the impossibility. And as I said, it is human tendency. We are raised in our cultures in a way where we are constantly told what we cannot do, what we should not be doing, what we don't have. We are not raised with abundance. Like, you have it within you. You can make it possible. You are enough. We are never told. We are always told you're not good enough, right? So please, the first step towards your path or on the path of your achievement of your goal is just starting from I am enough statement. And trust me, when you start acting, you will actually feel that you are enough, and that is very liberating, because every action takes you that one step towards the goal. And trust me, no one can give you this feeling. No one can describe this feeling. It is just you and your goals and your journey together. Right? So we will go on to the next slide. We will be looking at vision boards at a glance, the different types of vision boards that we have. Okay, these are the different vision boards that we have. The first vision board is called a self-vision board. And we have given 2 samples here. We are giving a lot of samples so that you can revisit this webinar again, like revisit the content again on online, on Wishwa platform, and create your own vision boards based on what you like, right? So the first kind of vision board is a self-vision board. So often when we attend interviews or wherever we go, the conversation is like, tell me about yourself or describe yourself or what do you do? I often used to get stuck here, when I was growing up and I was studying, tell me about yourself was a big question for me. So I wouldn't know what I had to do. So now when I see this, I feel that, if at all I knew this when I was growing up or when I was studying, what a better way of presenting ourselves, no? So if you actually see the vision boards, I think Viveka can give a description of her vision board. So self-vision board is about telling people about ourselves, presenting ourselves in a glimpse or in a glance. Viveka, you can take over.
Yeah, exactly. So even I was always wondering, right, with this question, like, tell me about yourself. I also used to get stuck. But once my vision board is in place, I can see myself, this is me, and it always feels good about me that this is me. So I have myself, my passion, and so I have my art boutique where I'm planning to have a quality products, and also a column for my family where I could spend quality time with them. So all these are incorporated into my vision board, and all this is me.
I will give a description of Ameya. She's again one of our team members, but right now not here. So if you actually see, Ameya is still studying. She wants to pursue her architecture. So you see architect there, and those little tools that she's going to use as an architect. I think she's beautifully put it there. She wants to earn a house or, build a house for herself. And that's why that little house and that little key. She wants to be a proud owner of that house. And then she's playing with her friends in the beach. She likes outing. She's an achiever in academics, so that A+ is very important. Look at the way she's motivating herself. I want that A+. And she's given the little quote, it is not your job to prove that you're lovable. So you can actually add quotes to your vision board also, which builds relevance to your thinking process. She's into art. So she's given art. She loves reading books, spending time in the nature. She likes to eat healthy. So you see all the eating stuff there. She likes horse riding, yoga. So you see a picture of all of that. And also she loves shopping. So those shopping bags and a car that she wants to earn. So I think when you actually put all of this in one place, it kind of gives you that drive. It's not about ticking off. It is about motivating you on an everyday basis. Goal is not about ticking off your goal. It's about motivating yourself. That's where the challenge lies. If you're able to motivate yourself on an everyday basis, the ticking off automatically happens. You don't have to worry about it. So this is about the self-vision board. One of you have raised this question in the chat, like, did you do it on PPT? What's the medium? I think one of the artists will answer it. But I, as a psychologist, I would always say more than the medium, putting it somewhere is very important. Either you do it on paper, either you do it digitally, either you do it on Canva, which is an app, whatever it is, but you have to put it and you have to feel it. So you can use a lot of magazines or a lot of newspaper cuttings to, get these kind of pictures. and do it on a plain white paper, and you can put it at your study desk, at your work desk, in your kitchen for your homemakers, so that you remind yourself that, this kitchen and home is not just my dream. I want to like expand. So Viveka and Teja, probably you can just give them how they can make it, because they're asking for the medium. How can they do it?
Yeah, definitely. Like Gayatri has said, the vision board, which is shown over here, is done on a Canva app. It's a digital platform. You also have a free resources where you can get these kind of templates of vision board, and you can get it done over there and take a printout, and you can paste it anywhere. You can see it every day once you wake up. And for the direct medium, you can take something like this, a thick paper or a thick sheet or a chart, and you can paste, like if you have some kind of journaling items or magazines or weeklies, whichever have your goals, relevant goals in that magazine, you can cut it and paste it like this, and make one and stick to your board.
Okay, then Viveka. And also you guys can reach out to us at Roshni Art Team. Our whole concept of, art and psychology coming together is to help you guys create things like this and stay motivated. So you can reach out to us as well to help you create your own vision board. I've been asked the question, in your vision board, you had architect. Is it for fun? This is not my vision board. It is one of my team members' vision board. She's studying to be an architect, and that's Ameya. So that's her goal. My goal is psychology. I haven't put it for fun. My goal is, my vision board is yet to come, but this is my team member's vision board, and she's studying to be an architect, and that's why that's there. Can we move on?
Yeah. And in my vision board too, my goal is take art to everyone, and make them do art, and also have a good quality products roll out from my side. So this is my actual goal now. So coming to next one. This is the memories vision board, and Teja, please take over.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I love to do a touch and feel. I just want the feel of every object. So I love to do 3D one. So this is my vision board, as you can see in the PPT as well. So I just created the vision board. These are the memories. Whenever I look at, whenever sometimes lower, this really lifts my mood. So I feel happy whenever I look at my vision board, because these are the things I achieved, or the goals. I have manifested few things in this journey. Like I always wanted to visit a mountain. So this year I manifested by visiting Ladakh. So that is really a dream come true for me. So apart from that, I want to, have a good health. I had my goals, have a regular routine, and, learn swimming, books, and, even I love to do art. So I just added few artistic things also, so that I don't divert myself from, not doing the art. So apart from that, you can see here a small pouch. I'm a little secretive person. So sometimes some of my, visions, or I don't want anybody to see that. So, so I made a pocket. So I hide few notes, or, some things which I don't want anyone else to see on my vision board, because this is displayed in my, room. So this is a small pocket. That's all. So you can, apart from, making it virtually, you can make a realistic vision board and stick by adding magazine or stickers, or, your own creative stuff. You can add natural leaves or flowers and make it as creative as possible. Thank you.
Adding to what Teja has said, I would love to say that the vision board for memories, the purpose or the objective of vision board for memories is to uplift your mood. Sometimes when we are actually feeling very low, it so happens that achieving goals or being on the path towards goals is not an easy task. It's actually challenging. That's why I said possibility and impossibility. So we always have to focus on our moods as well, because if we are hitting a low mood, we'll take a dip down. So memories vision board is for those people who want to uplift their mood first. So for example, if I am a homemaker, I've been at home for the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and I want to start afresh. Or it's not about career, but there is that passion within me. Like, I just don't want to be this. I want to be something else as well. So in that case, you need to use a memory vision board, because what memory vision board does to you is it makes you go back into the past. It'll remind you of your achievements, because trust me, each one of us have certain achievements till the life that we have lived. If I'm 40 now, there are achievements in the last 40 years. So I need to remind myself first of these achievements to uplift that mood. So I can actually pick up pictures wherein, my childhood pictures are there. The first time I spoke, or, I walked. These are also skills, the physical skills, which are not given that importance, and we don't think about them as well. Or I have a child, or I have two children who kind of started walking, talking, crawling. I've seen all of that. That's also my achievement as a mother, because I have put in a lot of energy into it. Although in most homes they are not appreciated, but I got to start it from appreciating myself. If I have given certain values to my children are doing well in studies, or my children are actually appreciated, that is also an uplifter of my mood, because it's my time. I have invested in my child with respect to my time. What a beauty. So I need to appreciate myself. So memories vision board is for those people who just haven't started on their goals yet. They are still wanting to start afresh and expand from their current role. I think these people should use memories vision board to kind of uplift, motivate themselves, and then get on to any other vision board wherein they put their goals together. Is there any mental positivity or affirmations that we can practice in the process and duration of making a vision board? Excellent question, Meera. It's actually given in the kit that was sent to you. I think it wasn't shared. But there are positive affirmations that we have made it part of this presentation. Probably we'll share the link with you separately. We'll see how to make it possible. The positive affirmations are also part of this session. It is important that you use them, because again, to see possibility within impossibility, it's all about mood, and positive affirmations help us to elevate our mood. Okay, shall we move on? The next example for vision boards, or the next category of vision board, is values vision board. How does values vision board help us? It helps us in resolving the relationship conflicts that we usually have with self and others. Whenever we are having issues in relationships, majority of them fall under value conflicts, value-based conflicts or value clashes. So we use this vision board to kind of clarify those values and clarify those conflicts. The vision board that is mentioned, or that is given here, is my sample vision board. So the qualities that you see in the center, or the values that you see in the center, the brown part, are qualities which are non-negotiable for me. Like, these are values which define me as a person. Like, I as Gayatri, I should have these values. These are non-negotiable for me. So I have to be kind. I am genuine. It's not I have to be. I am kind. I am genuine. I'm honest. I'm loyal, and I'm responsible. These are non-negotiables for me. They have to be there, because that's my stamp. But the remaining values, like for example, guilt. I realize that I've been feeling guilty whenever I am being unkind to people. So of late, I have been battling this conflict. Like, should I be unkind to myself at the cost of being kind to someone else? Then am I not fulfilling duty towards myself? I'm not, right? So then I shouldn't feel guilty, because being kind to myself is as important to being kind to others as well. Being compassionate towards myself is as important as being compassionate to others as well. So all the values that are there on petals are still questionable because of my life experiences. If I have understood that if my empathy is not taken well and people are taking me for granted, then I have to start being empathetic towards myself as well. And I should be okay if I'm moving on from people, right? So this is the basis for values vision board, wherein the center part of the flower are the values which I hold very dearly, and the rest of them are negotiable based on how I am taking them and how it is being received by others. I can always rework on the values which are mentioned on the outside. Do you also combine journaling with vision boards? No, not yet. Journaling is completely different from vision boards. Vision board is a reminder, but I think because you have asked this, we are coming up with a content with the next session, like the next Saturday, we are coming up with a session on thoughts and emotions, and journaling would be covered as part of that session. Can we move on? Just a second. Someone had a question. How to use these values in the vision board to resolve the relation issues? Okay, thank you for this question, Himangi. So supposing, say, for me as a person, discipline is very important to me. I'm very time bound. So I respect my time. I respect someone else's time too. But if it so happens that I work in an organization where discipline is not of that importance and everybody comes at their own time, everything starts at their own time, then I need to tell myself that even if I'm ridiculed, even if I'm bullied, or even if I'm laughed at, I need to put up with my discipline value because it is my value, right? So even if they're laughing at me, that's fine. I don't want to change because it's my negotiable, my non-negotiable. It is important for me. So it's nothing to do with the organization. It's more to do with me because it's important to me. So that's how you resolve conflicts with others and self as well when you have the values vision board in place. Can we move on? Neera has said, may I unmute to ask a question? Neera, I think we will unmute you towards the end and we will answer your question. Just give us time. Okay, this is the typical goal plan or goals vision board. But here the aspect that needs to be emphasized is, see, whenever we are raised in our culture, especially in our culture, in the Indian culture, of late we are changing, but in Indian culture, we are raised with a unidimensional approach to the goal. Now, what is a unidimensional approach to the goal? Like, for example, if I'm studying second standard, my next goal would be third standard. My then goal would be 8th, 9th, and 10th. By the time I come to 10th, people start saying this is your turning point and you have to focus and put all your energy into education only. No games, no sports, nothing. And then when we come to +2, again, another turning point. Once we are done with +2, I think most of it is a recent trend that we either want to choose just the professional courses. Why engineering and medicine only? There are a lot of other courses which are equally important. So it's about passion. But we are pushed towards goals in a unidimensional manner, like it's a tunnel vision, like first it is education, then it is a professional course, then it is a career, then it is marriage, then it is kids, and after kids, then we kind of wait for our retirement, right? So most of the times we are driving our children, or we are being driven with a unidimensional approach towards goals. And goals vision board helps those people, whichever walk of life they come from, whether a student, homemaker, employee, elderly, anybody, if you have been focusing too much on just one aspect of your goal, then it is time for you to have a multidimensional approach, which means if I, as a career person, if I've been focusing only on career, and I'm just focused on, what next, then I haven't really focused on other aspects, and that health becomes my priority once health suffers. That's when I realized that, oh, I should have prioritized my health. But should we actually prioritize the other areas only when we suffer? No. So we have to break this whole mindset of being unidimensional in our approach towards goals, and we have to be multidimensional. So what are the different areas that I can target? So one is your health. I would always say health should be your first priority, because until and unless you have your health, no matter what peak you reach in your career or in your relationships or bringing up children or whatever it is in your careers, whatever it is, you can't enjoy, right? Imagine you work very hard and your company kind of gives you a nice car, a fancy car. And by the time you're supposed to sit in it, you already have a spondylitis, or you already have a backache, or you already have a health condition which doesn't allow you to enjoy the car. So when will I realize the importance? So as children and as parents, when we are raising children, it is important that we tell our children to have a multidimensional approach. Health is the first priority. Education and career comes later, because until and unless we have health, we can't enjoy anything. Personal growth, which includes a lot of hobbies. It's important that you kind of have hobbies. When I say a lot of hobbies, one hobby is enough, two hobbies are enough. It's not about the variety, it's about the depth. It's about how de-stressing that can make you, right? So as part of personal growth, I think I had my hobbies here. This is my vision board. I have art practice, learn singing or instrument, travel. I want to go on an all girls trip. I want to socialize. So that's there on the personal growth. For health, I want to get into exercising. I'm 40, so health is very important. And age is just a number. I've touched 40, so I just want to tell myself age is just a number and just keep enjoying yourself, and that's all about it. So that's there on my health vision. For career, I'm wanting to expand into community mental health projects, not just one-on-one counseling, community mental health projects. I want to write a book, and I want to continue training on different platforms. So that's the career goals. Relationship with self. I think since the last 3 years, I've been battling with a lot of introspection, and I have changed in the way I present myself. There's a lot of change in the way I present myself, thanks to the introspection. And I want to prioritize the relationship that I have with myself right now, because that's what is important, because that's what helps me heal. And that's where my journey began. So I just wrote there, me and only me. Want to be the responsible one, that's okay, because as I said, I'm a very responsible and a duty bound person, so I want to go easy on myself. So this is my vision board, and this vision board is for people who want to balance a lot of things and who want to enjoy a lot of things and who kind of understand the true essence of balance in life. Can we move on? Okay, we have a quick example. We are coming towards the end of the session. We have a quick example here. Imagine you have a bank account into which you will have 86,400 rupees deposited into your account on an everyday basis. How much? 86,400 into your bank account every day. The bank only credits your account with 86,400 rupees. But the rule is, at the end of the day, it is going to take away all the money that is there or left back. So do you think you would be able to do you think you would be able to use all the money in one day? How many of you will say, I will use off all of it, I will not leave even 1 rupee for the bank? If yes, what will you buy? What will you do with 86,400 rupees every day into your bank account? Awesome. She's given the answer. Upasana, thank you so much. You've given the answer. I think the answer is on the chat box. Okay. So when it comes to money, in rest of the sessions, people said that they would buy stuffs. They'll buy things for home. They'll buy things for themselves, gadgets, chocolates, different answers based on the audience. But I think Upasana has given away the answer. There's a total number of seconds in a day. The total number of seconds in a day is 86,400 seconds, right? So if we can just change our perspective and see money, see time in terms of money, value for time is equal to value for money, which equates to my goal. I think our whole dimension towards goal changes, and we will not be willing to, even waste 1 second. We would be driven as people. That doesn't mean I'm not sleeping and I'm not eating and I'm completely stuck with my goal. That's an extreme again. I am trying to balance it out to the best of my ability, and I'm so focused on my time, and I am minimizing my distractions, right? So again, an attitude change. Can we have the next slide?
Hello, ma'am. Can I just interrupt here for a moment?
Yes, Trishant.
Yes. I'm seeing a few participants are presently leaving, and I'd like to just inform them about the upcoming talks, which are next week. And then we can continue with the session as it's going. The session on 2nd September is by Roshni Art Workshops team, and the topic is detangling thoughts and emotions, an art-based approach to it. I request all the participants to please register for the upcoming event. It's a It's a continuation for this session in a way. The talk on 9 September, right after that, is by D. Swarna, the director of the Roshni Helpline, Roshni Trust. The topic is From Pain to Progress, Emotional Support in Tough Times. This talk is particularly being conducted um, on occasion of World Suicide Prevention Day. Please do join in. Please ask individuals who need emotional support or guidance of some sort to kindly join in and take benefit of the workshop. And if you've missed a part of this session, you can check out the whole recording on YouTube. Also, we will be sending the PPT shared by the speakers in the mail and also the templates for the uh, task, as I see that a lot of individuals have not received it. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to WishwaTalks to get alerts on every new and exciting talk, explosive events, and access to the Wishwa community. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn for future updates. Subscribe to WishwaTalks. Yes, ma'am, you may please carry on with the session. Thank you so much.
The last slide. Okay, so the question, what is common between the team on the left and the person on the right and you in the center? It is each person present on this webinar. Please visualize yourself in the center, that's you. So what's the common between these two? The left, we have Chandrayaan team, Chandrayaan 3 team, and we have Mr. Ratan Tata. So what's the common thing between you and them? You can read it out. It's there on the slide itself. It's the same amount of time. It is the same amount of time. Wow. Seema said passion. So you think passion is common. All the best for your goals. Passion is important to achieve your goals. The same amount of time, perseverance, determination, everything comes when you're managing your time. Because when you are aware of the value of time, you wouldn't want to lose out on a single second also. And that's what brings about the rest of the qualities, whether it is passion, discipline, determination, grit, all of them follow. All right. So we are done with our presentation. We do have affirmations. I think we will share it in the chat box if it is possible, or we'll see how we can actually share the affirmations. And this is how you can reach out to us, Roshni Art team. I would be taking in the questions. If you have any questions, I think please leave in the chat box. I would be taking the question and answers.
I request all the participants to use the raise hand tool so that we can unmute you. Yeah. A question from Meera, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
much.
I'm so sorry to disturb you in the middle of the session to ask you if I could unmute, but I was very excited to ask a psychologist this question because I've been a little confused about this for a while. So I'm a very strong believer in manifestation and mental health awareness and all that. And also the reason I asked to unmute is because my question is long. So I'm sorry again.
You don't have to be sorry. Go ahead.
So the thing is, I always find myself in a dilemma when it comes to scripting manifestation as well as stream of consciousness. Because when it comes to stream of consciousness, I'm writing out, it's like a cathartic throw up. So I'm writing exactly what's in my head. And then scripting is where you are literally like, designing your dream life and all of that. I often find myself in the fear of, I don't know which one will come true because both are on paper. You know what I mean? So like there's always this, I've written out my dream life, but at the same time, am I opposing my own manifestations just by stream of consciousness, and I find both of them equally important for myself, with like, today's the fast-paced life that we live today. I feel like, and especially not everybody has somebody to talk to, so sometimes journaling can be like a very therapeutic way for me, at least. Journaling is something I've done for years and years, but then scripting manifestation and stream of consciousness is something I often find myself like in torn between. So yeah.
Okay, I'll answer your question. First of all, I think I should appreciate you for journaling since so many years. That's the beauty, and that's actually a protective layer for your mental health. And what beautifully you have given the purpose also, Neera, like given the kind of lives that we are all living, we have to bring it on paper. Otherwise, we will not know what is in our mind. It's all lost. It's all gone, right? So stream of consciousness, this is what you have mentioned, in scripting manifestation, the confusion between these two. I think the first is stream of consciousness, wherein you're actually putting all that is happening in your mind, or whatever is happening at the thought process level onto the paper, right? So first I would say write 1, 2, 3 drafts of the same. Tear and put it into dustbin, because your emotions need to first come out. Whenever you're having so much to write, that means underlyingly there is an emotional overwhelm. So just write the first and the second draft. See if you have settled down on an emotional basis first. Tear and put it into dustbin. Don't even read it. Then comes the second step, wherein you're writing it again, and this time read it repeatedly so that you can actually pick up the underlying thoughts or fears which come in your manifestation, which come in your journaling script. Pick up those fears, and that's where your action starts. And those are your manifestations. As I said, fear is an opportunity to grow. So the moment you see fears in your script, it's time for you to grow.
And before we move on to the next question, I request all participants to answer a poll for us. This will help us understand you a little better and follow up for the future events, and also curate the topics that we bring to you. Moving on to the next question, I'd like to bring up a question by Dheeraj Manjani. Does SMART restrict us from having bigger, larger ambitions?
No, it doesn't. In fact, it helps you break it down into smaller chunks. And for goals, it's always about breaking down into smaller chunks, right? So SMART doesn't restrict you. Once you start putting on paper, it will actually help you know how it in fact widens your horizon about goals.
A question from Sibi. What if we get anxiety because of an irrational fear of deadline that we set for goals?
Excellent. Anxiety, fear, feeling low, a little restlessness is all common as part of the goal achievement. Always remember, whenever you are feeling anxious, step away from that goal. Take a break, step out of home, go into nature. I would give you this specific example. It is very, very, it has a very calming effect, which I tell my clients as well. If possible, step out and sit under a tree or observe a tree. You will see that, a lot of leaves will fall on its own, right? You don't have to do anything. A lot of leaves dry down and they kind of fall on its own. So life is also like that. The more we try to control, the more anxious we become. The more we try to let go and understand that, chips are supposed to fall away wherever they want to. We can't hold certain chips, right? So let them fall wherever they have to. If you can just understand this beauty, you will come back from nature refreshed and back to your goal. And this, I personally use it too. I kind of ensure that I watch a tree every day. I go for a walk. I ensure that I watch a tree and I sit under it, and I come back with that dried leaf. And you can use it as a reminder, like you can stick it to your vision board also. That leaf also tells you that anxiety is common. Everybody goes through it. And right now, when I'm talking to you, even I have the anxiety, like, how is this going to go? How is it going to, is it taken well? Can I answer all questions? So we do have anxiety when we are doing our goal achievement. So it's common, but see how you can calm down. So use that technique, and you can also use breathing exercises, yoga. You can get into yoga. Please practice these techniques. These are all self-healing techniques.
Moving on to the next question from Raja V. I'm going to unmute Mr. Raja.
Madam, very good afternoon.
Namaste, good afternoon.
First of all, very thanking you and your team members giving this wonderful session. Madam, this what you call it, today's topic vision board, how it is helping to achieve our goals in how much percentage?
How will this vision board help us in achieving and how much percentage is SMART? So if you actually take the second segment of SMART, or the second letter of SMART is measurability, right? So when I am actually giving myself measurable targets and I am ensuring that I am following the acronym of SMART, I know where I stand. Like for example, if I take 3 goals, right? If writing a book, doing more community mental health projects. I'm actually talking about my goals here. If I give a timeline, like by the end of 2023, I want to get into a community mental health project, then I actually know when December is there, if I am into a community mental health project, I need to do this because I worked towards it. Yes. Similarly, if I'm planning to write a book by the end of next year, then I should wait until then and I should see if there is a progress. Like every 3 months, I need to sit and understand, did I write at least 1 page? Did I write at least 1 chapter? Did I choose a topic? That's when I'm breaking it down into smaller chunks, right? And I'm measuring myself. So when a goal is measurable, you will know, you can quantify it. That's what is your question. Like you'll know how much of percentage you have actually gone closer to your goal or how much of it you have achieved.
A question from Shmuel. Hello, Shmuel.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, I want to ask you how, according to you, we can to become the dream about social and economic well-being into reality.
I think someone has to help me with the question. The social and the economic part is I have understood. Like how can we achieve a goal when there are social and economic barriers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, when there are social and economic barriers, there are larger things that we cannot do. Like, for example, the kind of family that I come from or what my parents can give, the financial resources that my parents can give, the kind of school that I am sent to, and also sometimes the kind of job that I get into, because these days we see a lot of engineering graduates being jobless because there are a lot many engineering graduates and the positions are less. And sometimes there's a gap between my skill set and the market requirement. So these are a lot of social and economic trends also, which kind of impact our goals. But at the end of it, we always need to analyze how much of internal factors that we can control. External factors, the social and the economical aspects, if I don't have control, I should let them be. Some amount of economic aspect, if I have a control, which I already said, like probably if I can study and gain a skill set, which will put me ahead of others, which will put me, get a scholarship, which would put me in the limelight where people can actually, do something for me in terms of, sponsoring for my education, etc. There are a lot of options like this. Also, internal factors, because most of the time the possibility is there in the internal factors. Like if I see that if I am an engineering student and I do not have a job while most of my classmates do have, then I need to introspect and understand what is the market requirement of an engineering job. Where do I stand? What is my skill set? Because every person has their own skill set. What is my skill set and how can I bridge that gap? The moment we can do this analysis, I think we can get away with some amount of the social economic conditions too.
Thank you for the reply. Moving on to the next question, I'm going to unmute Neena, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. My question is that I am very social and I am good in everything. But always whenever it comes to doing something like I think now I have done singing. When I go to teach someone, I just go and teach freely. But I've invested so much of money and time and energy. I can't take anything back from them. How can I proceed? I don't understand. I've tried many ways, but I don't know how to proceed with that.
You're teaching them for free?
Yeah, everything. I'm doing Reiki, I'm doing singing, dancing, everything I'm going in free. I think that it is very wrong from my side because I don't have
Yes.
any identity of myself then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Miss Nina, such a relevant question. I'll just give away my story a little bit and then answer your question. I think when I started off on my career, for the good part, I mean, I was 22 when I started off on my first job. And my frequent answer in the interview would be, money is not the criteria, the work is the criteria. Give me the good work. And I would often notice that, I wouldn't get much of a hike between job to job. And I think, trust me, the first two jobs, I sat with myself and I'm like, I'm growing work-wise. Like, I'm appreciated for my work, but why is my salary not going hand in hand? And trust me, when I did this, then I remembered that in the interview itself, I'm saying like, money is not the criteria.
Yeah, right.
So money should be your criteria. And always remember, see, I also do a lot of free service as part of the NGO that I work from. But free service sometimes is not appreciated. People also don't give that value. So you will always have to be very, very conscious about what is the kind of population that I would give away free work to. Like someone coming from socioeconomic backgrounds which are below the poverty line, but they have the zeal and passion. Why not? I would give away all my time and effort for them. I wouldn't expect any money because I come back satisfied. I'm actually building good citizens for India. But if someone I'm giving free, but then I don't see that learner's attitude in them, they're not investing time, discipline, then I need to back off. Similarly, money is important for you because financial independence for women is very, very important. I tell this to my team also. It is important because it changes the way you look at things. It changes the way you look at yourself, and a lot of decision-making abilities change. So it is important that you earn. So the next time you're going with your CV, please tell them that, this is my experience and this is what I expect, and it is non-negotiable. Don't get into the negotiation part, because again, you will say money is not the criteria. Yeah. So for some time, just say money is not negotiable. Rest of it, I know what I'm bringing to the platform. So money is not negotiable and you need to earn.
No, but most of them are coming through reference. That has become my most biggest problem.
You will have to say no to all the references which are bringing free work onto your table. You'll have to say time to find myself financially. So no to free work, get me work which pays me.
So how to start with, I want to ask you the question that how
you will
will
have
I
to apply.
Means how? Now,
you will have to apply. You will have to apply. Like based on your experiences, you have wide range of skills. That's what I understood. Yeah. So just pick up one area which you're very passionate about. Understand yours first. Make a small survey about the market. Like what is the market requirement of that job? It is always important to understand the market requirement first, and then understand your skill set, and then understand the gap. Always there would be gap between the market requirement and our skill set. Accordingly, you can quote your salary. And while you're on job, you should constantly be bridging that gap. And that's when you will grow financially in the career.
Thank you very much.
I would love to see you in a well-paying job. All the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. What if when there's something we want, but it looks hard to come in practical time?
Okay, wonderful question. If something that we want, but it is practically not possible, I think we need to do a self-analysis. There's a concept called real self and ideal self. Real self is where I am right now, and ideal self is where I want to be. So if I am not able to transform my goal into practicality, which means there's a huge gap between where I am and where I want to be. Supposing I'm a psychologist right now practicing in one city. I suddenly get up and say that, I want to be a world-renowned psychologist, or I want to become a most famous psychologist in India. Now, the gap between where I am and where I want to be is high, right? So naturally, it becomes difficult for me to get that goal into practicality. So just check for this gap, like where I am right now and where I want to be. Is there a huge gap? don't change that goal. Like, I still want to be a best psychologist in India. Keep that there, but build another small step in between these two so that you first aim to achieve this. Got it?
I see a lot of testimonials coming in, a lot of gratitude from our participants.
Thank you so much.
I also see that we are done with the questions, and I'd really like to thank the speakers for helping us find a direction to achieve our goals, turning our dreams into actual calculatable visions. And thank you so much for this insightful talk.
Trishant, I'm so sorry. May I
Yes,
ask a question? Yes, please, Neha, please go ahead.
Yes, please. Uh, could you please use the raise hand tool once?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Okay. Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you for organizing this session, first of all. And I'm right now a software developer. I have just completed like 2 years of my corporate journey. And right after I graduated from college, I have got multiple jobs and I joined one of a renowned corporate company. And in the very first year, I've been offered on-site where I went and earned a lot of money for myself. And actually, it was a great experience and exposure. My parents are proud of me, my relatives, my friends, everyone were proud of me. But what happened when I went there, I understood that the role is not for me. It was a good role, but what I found was it is not for me. I'm not finding it passionate enough and all. So when I came back, they again offered me on site. So now I'm feeling like I rejected it because I wanted to pursue MBA to get into the role I want. Now I feel like when I'm looking at the other people who have accepted the opportunity, like daily, I'm struggling with a question like, am I letting down myself? Am I letting go of opportunity? Which doesn't come to anyone that easily. So it's like eating me away. And coming to the MBA degree that I wanted to pursue, like I don't have financial support as of now from my parents, and I don't have enough finances from my side to arrange fees for the MBA degree. So now I'm in a position where I'm not understanding what exactly want to do for myself. Am I just letting go of the opportunities in the fear of failure or fear of judgments? So can you please let me know, like, is it a relevant fear or what I exactly have to do?
Wonderful questions, Neha. First of all, I really like your journey. And I think it is only for people who have their passion driving them will actually come up with a question like this. So you haven't really found your calling yet. That's why you left the job. Now, the first part of advice for you would be you need to go in for career counseling first to understand what is your suitable career. I'll tell you what career counseling is. Any psychologist would do career counseling, or you have career counseling experts as well. A career counselor would actually give you a personality test, an intelligence test, an aptitude and interest test, along with a career values test. So these tests will kind of give them an insight into what kind of a person you are. So based on your personality, interests, values, intelligence, and aptitude, they will map you to certain careers and they'll give you a few options which suit you. So I think you should first go for career counseling. The second thing is the financial gap that you were talking about. I think you need to sit and have a word with your parents that, you want to restart studying and if they can help you. Or you always have options of taking in loans and all of that, right? But for you, the first step is getting to understand what is the right kind of profession for you, which matches your values and which matches your passion. Once that is in place, I think finances shouldn't be a bigger problem.
Yes, ma'am. Do you offer career counseling yourself? Just wanted
I
to.
do. I do.
Where can I register for it?
I think Teja, can you
I'll
just
just
put the
share it.
last? Yeah, I think just a second. I think I'll leave the details in the chat box. That's better.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
please.
There's,
Thank you, ma'am.
there's a
Thanks again.
appointment number shared in the chat box. You can save that number.
Yes, Trishan. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Requesting all the participants to use the raise hand tool if there's any more questions. Okay, ma'am. I think we can conclude the session for now and resume next week again. I hope to see the participants for the next session on detangling thoughts and emotions. And I thank all the speakers, Teja ma'am, Viveka ma'am, Gayatri ma'am, for giving us your time. I'd also like to thank all the Wishwa team members for helping us organize this and host it seamlessly. We will also send in the PPT and the templates in the mail. And if anyone misses out, please do check your spam folders as well. Thank you so much for joining into the session. I will see you next week, requesting the speakers to join into the breakout.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.